Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Steven, and I have a special video for you guys today. So, as you see here, March Madness bracket, this is the first, or should I say, this is the last preseason basketball bracketology before the college basketball season starts tomorrow for Wednesday, November 25th. And I've been wanting to do a video like this lately, actually. I actually did something similar to this with my podcast, which would be through episode 2 of the Stormfront podcast. If you haven't checked it out yet, go ahead. But it was from a couple months ago, but now here we are. And there's been some shape shifting a little bit. Got a decent idea on some teams this year. Others, though, I'm still trying to figure out. So we're going to try and get through this quickly. Going to talk about some of the teams, though. They made a change to Baylor. Basically, this is Region 1. Baylor, as you can see, replaced Gonzaga as the best number 1 seed. And Illinois is projected to be the worst number 2 seed, which doesn't make much sense to me. Illinois is projected to be a very strong team this year, but let's get started. Baylor versus the winner of Norfolk State and Texas Southern. Gotta go Baylor. Baylor will be among the best in the country this year, but they got Jared Butler. They have a great defense. My issue with them, though, is can they score enough? They have shown that they can struggle with that. Why is Indiana and Richmond facing each other? This is already a huge toss-up. I like both. I'm going to be watching both these teams this year a lot. Richmond getting back Jacob Gilliard. Forgot the other guy's name, but they have a very good squad. Don't count Richmond out. They're favored to win the A-10, but you got Dayton, Rhode Island, and I believe St. Louis is on their shoulder as well. But IU, Trace Jackson Davis, I don't really know, man. I'll go with Indiana. Don't know what happened there. That's kind of weird. Something weird happened there. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'll go with Indiana, but that's a very wide toss-up there. We got Houston versus the winner of USC and Marquette. Houston, Caleb Mills, great scorer. Their leading scorer from last season. Could be a hidden gem player this year. They have a great defense. USC, I think, is projected to do decent this year. Marquette, of course, lost Marcus Howard. I take USC to win the playing game, but I think Houston ends their season. Tennessee, South Dakota State. Tennessee's expected to do very well this year. They got more experience with the team. I think they even got a top 10 pick, I think. Rick Barnes' squad definitely looking to do some damage this year. They're going to contend with Kentucky for the SEC title this year. Ohio State, Oklahoma. I'm going to pick the upset. I really don't think Ohio State should be that high of a seed. Here's the thing. There's a couple questions. Seth Towns, he's currently injured. Is he going to be healthy in time anyway for the early stretch of games? You know, it depends on how things go. But here's the thing, though. Ohio State's not as strong as they were last year. And I don't think they're going to last very long in the tournament. But Oklahoma, they're not the strongest either, but they can be sneaky. That's one thing you got to keep your mind about with them. Creighton versus UC Irvine. UC Irvine made an upset last year against Kansas State. But I don't think that's the same team they got anyway. Creighton, I think, should win that one no problem. I can see them struggling a little bit, though. But Creighton's got Zagorowski, my bad. LSU, Syracuse. I think that's a no-brainer for me. Why do I say that? Well, LSU, here's the thing. LSU, they just don't have the powerhouse team that they had, especially on offense. Their defense is not really all there either. Syracuse has the zone 2-3. I think they're going to have... They got a 4-star recruit, I believe, for this year. I don't know. I'm trying to keep up on the news, but I've kind of lost track at times. Illinois, Winthrop, we're going to go with Illinois. We're going to stay in the region. Baylor, Indiana, that's a decent game there, but I think Indiana's going to be overpowered. I think they're going to be having a lot of problems against the Baylor defense. Houston and Tennessee, that's a tough one. But I think with the more experienced team in Tennessee, I don't know, though. That's hard to say with those two. But I think Tennessee edges Houston out in a close one. Oklahoma, Creighton. Possible upset here, but I'm going Creighton. I'm not super high on Creighton this year. I don't know. I'm not clicking with them for this year. I like the team. Syracuse and Illinois, oh my goodness. Now, Syracuse is a funny team, as we know, because Syracuse can make those upsets in the tournament, of course. They've proved to do that. But Illinois, I think, is just too strong. You know, they got the right down the number 2 preseason player of the year, and Ayo Dosunmu and Kofi Cockburn. That team is stacked. This is the best Illinois team, probably one of the best teams they've ever had put together. Baylor, Tennessee, close one. I'm going Baylor. I think Baylor just edges them out. Again, the thing is with Baylor, though, can they score enough? I've seen, like I said before, I've seen them have issues with scoring and offense, but we'll see. Creighton, Illinois. Illinois is going to shut them down. And I got Illinois going to the Final Four. I think Baylor, I don't know what it is with Baylor in the tournament, but they seem to have this weird, just this weird experience. I don't know. Like, for instance, they got knocked out 2 years in a row in the first round, and then they got to the Sweet 16, but they shut down against South Carolina's defense. I don't know. Could this be Baylor's year, though? I mean, I'm expecting them to make a pretty serious dent in the tournament, but who knows? So, who's going to face them? Let's find out. Virginia Hofstra. Virginia, the projected worst number 1 seed. I'm not surprised. They are the defending champions, by the way. Again, having some technical difficulties, but do not worry, we're getting through this fast. Virginia should win. My question is that can Virginia's offense really become better? You know, they had the scoring guys, of course, with Ty Jerome, Kyle Guy. You know, of course, they're questioning with the scoring because they had those problems in the past, but, I think they really silenced the critics. They really pulled it off. They really, showed everyone that they can do whatever they wanted to do as long as they put their mind to it and put hard work into it. Toss-up game here, Memphis and Providence. I'm going to go Providence. Memphis, to me, I don't know. They need to prove more to me right now. I'm not really into them right now. Oregon, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, I believe, has a decent team. And Oregon, I just don't think they're going to do a whole lot. I don't have a lot of trust in Oregon. They just lost Peyton Pritchard. And no, Dana Altman really likes to prepare his team well. He can do it, but I just don't think this is going to be the year for them. I think Oregon's going to have an early exit in the tournament. If they even get past the round of 64, I don't expect much from there. Michigan State, another team that I question a little bit being higher, but I understand they got the coach, they got the coaching experience, they got Rocket Watts, Joey Hauser, Sam Hauser's brother. Sam Hauser's on Virginia. Who's going to fill the shoes of Cassius Winston, though? You also lost Xavier Tillman. This is going to be a very interesting season for Michigan State. I'm not a Michigan State fan, but I'm going to be interested in seeing what they do. I'm not expecting. I don't have high hopes in this team either. North Carolina versus Loyola Chicago. I don't expect a 2018 run like they had. Besides, you're going up against one of the most experienced teams and one of the most toughest teams in the tournament, arguably. North Carolina usually performs very, very well in the tournament. I expect them to have a rebound year. Of course, they don't have Kobe White, but look at the coach they got, Roy Williams. He knows how to get this team prepared. I trust North Carolina. I'm not a North Carolina fan either, but that team knows how to prepare for the tournament. Kentucky, Murray State. I'm expecting Kentucky to have a really good season. They are the SEC favorite, I believe. Rutgers, St. Louis. Both these teams are looking to really, especially St. Louis, are looking to have a really strong season. I'm all for Rutgers, man. But here's the thing. St. Louis, don't count them out. They are very tricky. They can be. We'll see, though. I wouldn't be shocked if St. Louis made a little bit of a dent in the tournament. But Rutgers, though, they got to play better on the road. They had one of the worst road records of any team, I think, last year, of especially the bigger schools. Kansas, Bowling Green. All right, my thing with Kansas this year, I know they're going to have among the best. They're going to have, possibly the best defensive player, Marcus Garrett. I'm not on Kansas this year. I don't know. Something's funny with them. I don't know what it is. Virginia, Providence. I almost want to knock Virginia out early, but I can't. I don't think this is the correct team to get knocked out by. Providence, though, if this was 2020, if this was March Madness from earlier this year, if we had it, I would have not. I don't know though, because that's a tough one because Virginia was on fire towards the end of the season. Lots of factors go into this. Western Kentucky, Michigan State. I'm gonna keep rolling with Western Kentucky. Like I said about Michigan State, are they going to be able to really push through with the voids that are left with this team? I think they can do it to a certain extent. I'm not a Michigan State here. I'm just saying, I'm talking the real facts here. No disrespect to this team. They got the coach. They really do. Tom Izzo knows what he's doing. And no, by the way, I'm not copying Super Celtic 24. I do like watching his videos, though. I was partly inspired by him to do stuff like this now. Besides, I want to include some sports on this channel finally. UNC and Kentucky, this would be a slugfest if this happened. I got to go with Kentucky, though, in a very close one. Rutgers and Kansas. I almost want to pick Rutgers, but I think Kansas barely slips by. Virginia and Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, yeah, sorry, you're not beating Virginia. I'm just kidding. Well, can't never say never, but Virginia's going to have probably the best defense in the country, if not one of the best defenses in the country. Kentucky, Kansas, I got to go with Kentucky. And I got to go with Kentucky upsetting Virginia. I'm telling you, I do not think Virginia's getting that far. Well, I got to go to the Elite Eight, I know, but that's now, a lot of things are going to change. I'm going to do more of these videos anyway, and things could change depending on where teams are situated at. This could drastically change, but I got to pick the upset. So far, I don't have a number one seed in the tournament. Illinois versus Kentucky in the Final Four. Oh my goodness. Could you believe we got that matched up? Seriously. Could you? So, let's go to region number 2. Gonzaga versus Fairlight Dickinson. The winner of Fairlight Dickinson and Liberty. Liberty made an upset a couple years ago, last year against Mississippi State. They kind of came close to beating Virginia Tech. But Gonzaga's Gonzaga. They're going to shred whoever they play. Alabama, UConn. UConn's going to the Big East, and, the Big East is going to be really competitive. See, I don't know if UConn's going to be able to really keep up with them, though. That's my question. Alabama's projected to be a good enough team to make the tournament. I don't know if I want to go with UConn, though. See, I've picked an 8 seed. I've picked a 9 seed. I think I'll roll with UConn because of the toughness, but I wouldn't expect... I would expect it to be a fight. Arizona State, they got Remy Martin back. This is going to be a dangerous team. They're favored to win the Pac-12. I think it's going to be a battle between them and UCLA. UNC Greensboro, last time they were in the tournament, they almost beat Gonzaga as a 13 seed, but both teams were in a dogfight in that game. Not in a defensive way either. It was like I don't know, Texas and Vermont. Ooh, a lot of questions to answer for Texas this year. Can Texas finally get that season they've been wanting? I know they made the tournament twice, but they've gotten knocked out in the first round both times. Shaka Smart could be on the verge of getting fired. I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, totally, if he got fired after this year, if they don't perform. Vermont, the last few years, they have been an upset, kind of a popular upset pick. But I read something recently about Vermont possibly not being that team that they've been the last few years. But they've seemed to not be able to close in on the upset. So I'm taking Texas, but I wouldn't be shocked if Vermont upsetted them anyway. Florida, Northern Iowa. I'm not buying into Florida this year. I just can't do it. I don't know. I know Florida's going to have a strong team, but I don't know. I need to see more from them if I'm going to believe in them. Northern Iowa, I think is going to be a better than an 11 seed. I think they might possibly creep to an 8 seed or a 9 seed, depending on what they can do. You got, of course, the best player in the Missouri Valley Conference, and A.J. Green coming back. That dude averaged 24 points a game. I know that conference is kind of weak, but you do have decent teams like Bradley and Loyola Chicago, of all teams, to be right there in the competition. West Virginia, oh my goodness, when I looked at this earlier, I thought, are you kidding me? They're trolling West Virginia. They have to be. No 14-3 upset here. I think West Virginia is going to be pretty good this year in the tournament. Something's just telling me, I think that they're biding their time. I think this is the year West Virginia can make a far run. They haven't had a far run since 2010. They went to the Final Four that year. Bob Huggins said this might be his deepest team yet in 10 years. And that's the last time they made the Final Four. We'll see what happens. And Stephen F. Austin just recently got in trouble, too. I think it was certification eligibility issues or something like that. I don't know, but they had a lot of wins stripped away in sports, including the 14-3 upset. That win's actually voided now, so it doesn't count. Louisville, Purdue, not even the team they were. Louisville not even going to be much better either. They don't have Jordan Nora anymore. Nora, I think, just signed a contract with the Bucks. Wisconsin, Siena. Wisconsin getting their whole team back. They're going to have the experience. I'm not totally shocked they're a 2 seed, but we'll see how that stands. Gonzaga, UConn. UConn, I don't know much about their team, but Gonzaga's going to have a lot of good players, of course. And Mark Few, I don't know how he does it. They've been consistently making the tournament for the last 20 years. It's crazy. Arizona State and Texas, Arizona State all the way. Northern Iowa, West Virginia. This was supposed to be a game tomorrow with the Bad Boy Mowers Crossover Classic, but they shifted it a little bit. I was like, oh, that's going to be a great game. And then, no, but Northern Iowa is facing Western Kentucky, and West Virginia is facing South Dakota State. I'm taking West Virginia. Louisville, Wisconsin. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. Gonzaga versus Arizona State. I'm taking out Gonzaga. I really think Gonzaga is also not going to get very far either. I know they got a terrific team. They got Joel Yayi, Drew Timme, Nimhand. There's another guy on that team I forgot the name of, but I'm telling you, I just don't know. Gonzaga's had quite a bit of success over the last couple of years in the tournament. You can only have consistent success for so long, or should I say consistently amazing success in the tournament for so long before you basically kind of run cold. And I think it's going to happen to them. I don't really think they're going to get that very far. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm a Gonzaga fan, okay? But this team, I don't know. West Virginia, Wisconsin. Wisconsin seems to do very well in the tournament. I don't know what it is, but this team usually doesn't get upset very often. They did get upset last year by Oregon, but usually they're very good. But, like I said about West Virginia, there is something special coming from this team, I believe. West Virginia, Arizona State. You know what? Let's do it. I'm taking West Virginia to the Final Four. I'm not a West Virginia fan. I know I've said I'm not a fan of a lot more teams. Trust me, I'll tell you guys kind of who I'm a fan of in this bracket, in this region. I meant to do that, but it's okay. So who's going to face West Virginia? So we don't have a number 1 seed yet at all. Is it going to be this one? Is it going to be Villanova? Well, Villanova is going to be the favorite in the Big East. You got Colin Gillespie, of all people on that team, and you got a well-rounded squad that can do a lot. They can score, they can defend, you name it, they can do it. Pardon me, sorry about that. Stanford, San Diego State. Man, I really wanted to see what San Diego State could do last year. Stanford's got a decent team. They're going to be up there in the Pac-12, but I don't know. San Diego State, I think their defense is still kind of there, but I don't know, man. I really don't feel like picking San Diego State. That's a tough one. I'm just going to pick Stanford. Florida State versus the winner of BYU and Dayton. Wow, that's a great first 4 game, by the way. BYU and Dayton. I'm going to go with Dayton to win that game and almost upset Florida State. That's going to be a close one, I think. But Florida State, got Scotty Barnes. I know they don't have like Trent Forrest anymore and stuff, but Leonard Hamilton knows to get this team ready. They're a really tough team. Leonard Hamilton knows it, like he just knows his way. Texas Tech, New Mexico State. New Mexico State the last couple of years from of course, out of the Western Athletic Conference, popular upset pick, and they've almost pulled through with it, But Texas Tech, they're going to have Matt McClung. I don't know who else it was. I forgot the names. I'm blanking on names. Wow, that's terrific. But Texas Tech going to have a great defense. Chris Beard, great coach. New Mexico State, though, I will say this real quickly. I think they should be petitioned to go to the WCC, West Coast Conference. Also, too, to help them draw a higher seed. I've seen them at a 7 seed once. I think it was in the 90s, in the NCAA tournament in the 90s. UCLA, Miami, Florida. UCLA, great young team, fast, can score. UCLA. I take them. Iowa, Wright State. Iowa's going to be the best player on the court probably this season, with little argument. Luka Garza and this team, a stronger supporting cast. You got Joe Wieskamp. This team's just stacked this year. I think Iowa's definitely going to be a popular pick to really get far. Michigan, Seton Hall. I don't see anything in the Seton Hall. I do not at all. That team lost Miles Powell. Michigan has Isaiah Livers. Michigan's going to, I think, duke it out per se. No pun intended. Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Villanova, Stanford. Villanova kind of just runs past them. I think Villanova easily gets to the Sweet 16. Well, San Diego State could give them a run for their money. Florida State, Texas Tech. Oh, man, dude, if we got this game, this would be a phenomenal game. I would be tugging at the chode on who to pick. I love both of these teams. I have to give it to Florida State. UCLA and Iowa, there's no way UCLA is beating Iowa. Now, here's the thing. You got to have somebody that's going to stop Luka Garza. That dude's big. He's fast. UCLA does not have size, I believe. I'm not sure. I think there's one thing UCLA lacks, it's size. I'm not sure, but take my word for it. And yeah, I got Michigan of St. Duke. I do not find Duke to be all that. They got a young team. I'm going to get called out for this in the comments, I know, but man, I'm telling you, Duke, I just don't really think there should be a 2 seed. I think Iowa and Duke should be swapped, first of all. And yeah, I really do not believe in Duke very much. So there's my 7 seed of the Sweet 16. A Big Ten rematch. Villanova, Florida State. We're going with Villanova. Although Florida State might stifle them a little bit. Iowa, Michigan. Michigan might make a dent in the game, but I think Iowa's going to be too strong. Villanova versus Iowa. I'm taking Iowa to the Final Four. No 1 seed to the Final Four. Ooh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Just had dinner not too long ago. But you can't always pick 1 seed to go to the Final Four. And this is just for the fun of it, you know? Things will change depending on where they change teams to other regions, so this will change. Illinois versus Kentucky. This would be a phenomenal game if we got it. I'm picking Illinois to beat Kentucky by the thinnest of margins. West Virginia versus Iowa. Could you imagine Luka Garza versus the West Virginia defense? Seriously. They would be all over him. I still think Iowa would get it done. And I would love to see this. Iowa versus Illinois in the national championship. And I think Iowa's going to win the title. That's my first official one. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to have more throughout the course of the basketball season and with other videos as well. I hope you guys take care. Have a great rest of... I meant to say, I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep taking good care.